Pour the brothers bond.
Being around you drives me nuts.
Is the pug snoring?
Not being around you drives me nuts.
Grab your wine glass and sit with your sweetie. Time to listen to Ash and the titular PD. Drunk
Like I got a traveler in me.
need to feed on blood like I'm addicted to type B. It's not a typo, I'm type A on the flow. Ties a hype beast, put a chain on the dough. Roll up the vervain, while Spain in the cup. Turn my humanity off, not giving up.
Heck,
Other side sucking people up like twisters.
Bonnie's the anchor.
Jeremy's gonna miss her. The bro swap places, Rick's back in the mix.
What's gonna happen on Vampire Diaries season 6?
How is the summer almost over? And yet, I feel like I got nothing done.
Hello, welcome to the new year. And the Vampire Diaries, the Vampire Diaries podcast where a guy is watching the series for the first time with a super fan who has seen every episode. I'm the titular PD. Let's just say I put the PD in 2025. Edie. But please call me 2024, and I'm here with my co-host and co-parent Ash. Hello, Ash.
That was chaotic. Hello, Pete.
Do you have any Vamp Years Resolute fangs?
Just to keep doing this pod, keep watching the show.
Excellent.
That's about it. Keep it up.
Ash, still this year, we have our sponsor.
Oh, good. I'm glad they're still here for 2025.
They re-upped. For how long, I'm not positive.
But are you B negative?
I am the universal donor. Ash, I recently had our rep from Vernacular app, Vlad, you remember, by the house to hear more about their life-changing app.
Oh, Vlad was here?
Yep. Since his visit, I've been hunkering down in the basement during the day just to brush up on vocab and grammar, basic phrases, and even some writing. Can you believe I'm transcribing Eastern European texts from ancient tomes to my vernacular app? Vlad said that really pays it forward to new learners, and I'm happy to help. I'm compelled to learn with the vernacular app, and if you would like to be as well, use the promo code PD.
Nice. Very good. Compelled to learn. I caught that.
Yep. As far as our sponsor, we will probably be hitting sort of the peak of our sponsorship very soon.
Okay.
And some exciting sponsorshippings will happen. That's all I can say.
All right. You must have cut a good deal.
Yep. Ash, tonight's episode we will be discussing Season 6, Episode 7. Do you remember the first time?
Is that a song?
I
Or
don't know. I
movie?
didn't look into it.
Usually you just know.
Yeah, but I don't off the tippy.
Okay. We have to slide this over a tiny bit.
All right, we're sliding a very state-of-the-art piece of equipment in our studio,
Okay, I think it's better.
in our soundproof studio. Oh, we do have a heater running, by the way, in our soundproof studio.
Also, your eyebrow hair is in your eye.
We also have a rogue eyebrow hair.
Okay, I have to stare at your face. I don't want to stare at your eyebrow hair out of place.
Ash, we will be diving into the cold open. It picks up right where the last episode left off with Damon and Elena at the door.
Yeah, it just keeps rolling.
She has opened the door. Oh, we got Pug snores. Pug snores. Heaters going off. Chaos.
We got snow outside, y'all.
Yep. All right. So they're on opposite side of the door. Elena opens the door. Damon says he knows a lark eternal sunshine to Elena. They do a little expo up top.
Yeah, of course.
She doesn't know what to say. He says, "Did you miss me as much as I missed you?" She remembers pain and terrible things he did. So in this compilation, she remembers the bad stuff he's done, but doesn't remember the love story.
And this happens throughout the episode, and I just want to say that I think Nina Dobrev does a good job of every time you think she's going to remember. Like, she does good face acting because she's looking at Damon like, oh, she's about to remember. She's about to fall in love with him all over again or whatever. But then she breaks our hearts and his heart repeatedly of being like, I still don't remember.
Yeah, she's trying. But she does not. She thought seeing him would change everything, and it doesn't.
No.
She in her non-brainwashed life, she forgave him for all the things he did, like killing Jeremy,
Right.
etc. But she doesn't remember forgiving him.
Right, because Alaric had to use all the bad stuff to replace all the good stuff to make Elena forget. So not only did she forget all the love and all the happiness, and like all the bad stuff was kind of amplified.
Yes, no resolution to that stuff. All right, so she closes the door on him, and then Alaric is in the hospital because he got his life saved by Joe.
Right, and now he's human instead of original? Not an original. What word am I thinking of?
Vampire?
No.
Hunter?
But he was the white oak ash stake. He didn't become an original. I can't think of the word.
I don't know. Damon is there in his hospital room messing with his gadgets. He does exposition about all the bad things he did, but Alaric erased all that. And Damon reminds us that he killed Alaric, but now he's glad that Alaric is alive. They were buds. And, okay, so this was a question that I had last pod, and you said this, that if Alaric had died a vampire, then his compulsion on Elena would have gone away.
Right.
But he's human now and also didn't die, so two
Right.
strikes.
Yeah. He had a weird extra thing that doesn't happen.
Yeah, so he's not a vampire, but the compilation, the compellingness stayed.
Just stayed.
Okay, he crossed the border like Philly's Most Wanted, and and wasn't a vampire anymore. Okay, but Alaric doesn't want Damon to kill him now.
Right.
Joe comes in, which when people first come in to my notes, I capitalize their names so I can point it out, and so it just says J-O. J-O comes in. Damon wonders if Joe can save a bunch of vampires. Our vampires going to be lining up a little bit Sneetch style.
Right.
To, I'm a vampire. Oh, but now I can be a human and I can cross the border. Oh, maybe I can get back to a vampire again.
Yeah, which we talked about that in our podcast last time.
And she says she can't. It was unrepeatable, but she doesn't want to go on a date with Alaric. So, okay, we learn later that she, yes, is a witch, but she has put her magic away. And then Bonnie does that mere moments later. We'd never heard about this in 6 times 20 plus 7 episodes or whatever. We haven't heard this in hundreds of episodes.
They use it twice.
And they use it twice within 5 minutes, but okay. It's fine because in their reality they talk about it all the time. We just don't see those scenes.
Right. They know the lore and the rules.
Right. It'd be weird to be like, you are my brother, Steve, because, just Steve is your brother. So why would you talk about it all the time?
Right, exactly.
Anyway.
But yeah, so you're having some type of feelings about Joe. We're just learning more about her, I guess.
Well, we'll get to it, but Joe is obviously, I guess, a sibling of Kai. She has a big scar. She got her guts dug out by her brother, she says.
Right. And at the end of this episode, she doesn't say, my brother Kai, but the story that you know about Kai and the story that you know about Joe are aligning for sure.
Yeah, and so 1994, it'd be like, 15, 16 years ago, whatever. So Kai would be probably her older brother, but whatever. They would be sibling age, not like Kai is probably 20 or whatever, and Joe's in her 30s or whatever the case.
Yeah.
So that age thing would line up as well. But there will be a reveal of that, I'm sure, soon enough.
But in this scene, Joe is making it so the viewer basically knows that not every vampire is going to try to become human now, and Joe's going to save all their lives.
Right.
Which we did talk about that last podcast, too, because we were like, well, some died by drowning. Could you save Elena or not? Some died by getting their heads chopped off, like...
Right.
Or not chopped off, but slit.
Yeah,
So.
like Trip later. Enzo and Stefan and Matt have Trip tied up in his shack. Enzo wants info. Who is number 2 working for? Who is Trip working with? Instead of waiting for the vervain to leave his system and compelling him, that's one way to get the information. Instead, Stefan hits Trip with a hammer in the hand, and he immediately snitches.
Yeah, he'd be like,
The one hand hit got him.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like it would get me, too.
I mean, Trip just wasn't trying to hold on to the information. He was like, hit my hand with a hammer.
It's silly because he tortured / killed so many vampires. He gets one hammer hit, he's done.
Stefan tells Enzo to get the information, then kill him in like 2 hours.
Right.
Which
that's not a good idea, by the way, for Stefan to say this in front of the person he's torturing. You shouldn't tell the person, I'm going to torture you for 2 hours and then I'm going to kill you anyways. Because, like, the torturing part, giving the information you would think would be an opportunity to save your life.
Yeah. I was going to say...
said it quietly to Enzo.
I thought you were going to say because you shouldn't kill anyone, but you were like, no, you should trick the person you're going to kill.
I mean, if your intention is to kill them, you got to do it better.
Elena is talking to Caroline about her conversation with Damon. She didn't feel anything. And then they talk about Liam. Liam has pretty eyes. And Elena's like doing well in school. She's happy in life. Maybe both of these ladies should take a break from the bros.
Right.
Okay, Liam walks up. Caroline walks away. Liam walks up. Cute Bragg, a.k.a. Cute Bragg. BKA, better known as Cute Bragg.
BKA.
Lady Whitmore, the actor from the corn maze, came into the hospital where Liam's working at.
Right. And
he's going to look at her labs because she doesn't remember being near death at the corn maze. And P.S. hospital fundraiser tonight.
Right. He wants her to go as his date.
And they smooch.
Right. All right. I don't know if you've thought of this as a viewer, but don't you think Elena should have just compelled him by now to not know that she saved Lady Whitmore and the whole thing?
I didn't think of that, but yeah, she should have done that.
Because he keeps asking her about it, and she's like, it progresses throughout this episode, and it's like, girlfriend, why aren't you just compelling him? You compelled her to forget that she was near death, but you're not compelling him.
Right. And does she compel him for any reason later? No, Damon does.
Yeah, so we know he can be compelled.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think she's not thinking straight.
Yeah. Just she has to go with the plot.
Right.
All right. Bros Mansion, Mystic Falls, 1994. The Broken Ascendant.
I don't think they showed 1994 last episode. I think it's been a minute.
Yeah. And that's the YA fantasy book I'm working on right now. The Broken Ascendant. Just
I
kidding.
thought you were going to call it 1994.
Oh, that'd be good too. Oh, it's like 1984?
Right.
Oof, like
That's what
10
I
years
really
later?
thought you were going to say.
No,
The
but
Broken Ascendant is your emo band name, and 1994 is your YA novel.
Is the album title.
Okay. There we go.
And Bonnie and Kai is my reboot of Bonnie and Clyde. Yeah. And I should be writing all these great ideas down.
They are.
Into chat to GPT.
No, don't do that.
Okay, they need to put together I've never been on TikTok and I've never been on Chat GPT.
No.
or Snapchat.
Now everyone knows that what generation you're not from.
Now everyone knows what I'm not from.
Yeah.
I think that
They should know by now.
I think we establish ourselves firmly as millennials every single episode.
Every episode.
Which some have called the greatest generation, and then other people were like, "There's already a generation called that."
Oh, which one's that?
Isn't that a generation already?
It's called the greatest generation.
Yeah, the World War II generation. Isn't that already?
I know. That's why I asked you which one. I don't know.
Yeah, isn't it the one before baby boomers?
I don't know. I think baby boomers is the earliest one I know.
Oh, okay. Well, there's the silent generation. I don't know. I don't have a list of them in front of me, but I'm surprised you never heard of that.
Mm-mm.
But actually, no, I'm not surprised. You don't hear a lot of stuff.
Yeah, you shouldn't be surprised. I'm allowed to be curious and learn new things.
Mm-hmm. I'm not here to educate you, though, Ash.
Yes, you are.
Okay, they need to put the broken ascendant back together before the eclipse. Kai can hold her hand and steal her magic. We know this.
Right.
But Bonnie stabs him in the neck and takes all the pieces. And he dies, but like...
I think he passes out, technically.
Yeah, how does that work? Because sometimes they get killed and do they have to wait till the next day or something?
I think so. I think they have to wait for the next day to come back to life. It's a little fuzzy because they don't outright say, but he has been like, you don't think I've tried to kill myself hundreds of times? We know they can't die there. Yeah. Like, for real, for real.
Okay, so fact-checking myself, the greatest generation, a demographic group of Americans born between 1901 and 1927.
Well, of course you were right.
They came of age during the Great Depression and World War II. I read it in a book. Caleb.
Kai?
Caroline. Remember we used to do that all the time?
Oh, yeah.
Caroline looks at a picture
And black. Is it black? No, dark. Not black. Dark Caroline.
Dun, dun, dun. That might have been a different podcast that you were a part of.
I stopped saying it. I fixed it.
Caroline looks at a picture of her and Stefan and Elena, and Stefan knocks in that moment, as if she conjured him. Mm-hmm. Caroline says they're not friends, you can't pop in. Stefan is there because she's not safe because Tripp's men have your name. And
right.
Her mom calls. Her mom calls.
While she's there with Stefan.
And she says she's trying to get gum off her shoe. Like, I guess that's a burn on Stefan.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But anyway, if I was Forbes, I'd be so mad. I'd be like, some guy has a gun to my head and you're, like, being sassy at Stefan.
Well, I don't even think she knows she's being sassy about Stefan. She just thinks she's trying to get gum off her shoe, which is also, like, this is more important. Gun to my head, gum on my shoe.
And so they're trying to find out where Tripp is at. Tripp's men ran Forbes off the road. They'll kill her if they don't get him back.
Mm-hmm. So now they have to shift gears and keep Tripp alive so they can save Sheriff Forbes.
Yep. And so Caroline and Stefan are driving, trying to call Enzo. Enzo calls back. He's been torturing Tripp. Sawzall. And he's been torturing Tripp, and his hands are covered in blood, and he couldn't answer the phone, which I feel like we've seen that in some of the recent Scream movies. Mm-hmm. Like Ortega's like trying to call, but there's blood all over her phone.
Yeah, I think this is also just like a funny joke about the current new technology of touch screen phones. Because he's like, well, my hands are bloody and I couldn't use the touch screen. If it was an older phone, you could have pressed the buttons easily.
Punching those 3D buttons.
Exactly.
Actually, Gooding might have been, because he got stabbed in the stomach and he was trying to call or do the Find My Location or something. Mm-hmm. Mason Gooding.
I don't remember exactly, but sure.
There's definitely Scream stuff going on with blood phones and stuff.
Yeah.
And also the home security system in that one with Ortega. She's trying to lock the door. Mm-hmm. You gotta rewatch that one. That was the good one.
Yeah,
Or the better one.
Of the newer ones.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, speaking of Screams and K-Dubs, Kevin Williamson, he's on set filming Scream right now.
Oh, nice. Shout out.
And he's excited about it.
He told you.
He posted. So, Caroline, they're driving. Okay, Trip wanted to make the world a better place by getting rid of vampires. Says Matt is on the wrong side of this particular beef.
Right.
Matt said he isn't on the wrong side. His side is just complicated. And then Enzo tells Matt that Forbes is in trouble. It's Trip's contingency plan. If he goes missing, these boys are going to be looking for him.
Yeah, Matt is going through it, though, because he, kind of agrees with Trip sometimes, and he wants to keep Mystic Falls safe, and he doesn't want to have all the shenanigans, but his closest friends are vampires or witches.
Right.
Or vampire hunters, etc., etc.
Or have a hybrid, or no, have a werewolf
curse.
gene.
Yeah.
What's it called? Recessive.
Yeah. I already said gene. Untriggered.
Yeah.
All right. Why do you have to describe it so long?
I don't know.
So yeah, Matt is.
Because it's goofy is why.
Matt's having a hard time, but then he gets mad at Trip when he's like, your contingency plan is to kidnap Sheriff Forbes, but Sheriff Forbes is a human. And she's the sheriff of the town that you're trying to protect. So it seems kind of hypocritical of Trip to do that in Matt's eyes.
It is.
That's the subtext.
And Trip says we're going to do a trade at the border by Old Miller Road by their favorite sign. All right, Bonnie is at the hospital in 1994. She needs antibiotics and painkillers.
Yeah, because she got shot with an arrow in her stomach.
She's trying to put the Ascendant together before 12/28.
I felt like me doing the puzzle this week.
Oof. Yeah, I would be like, oh, this thing's broken. I can't put this together.
You would also be like, these parts are too small for me to hold in my hand.
That's what I'm saying. I would need some tweezers or something. God forbid I didn't have my glasses back in 1994.
Right.
But would I have my 1994 eyes or my current eyes?
Current.
Oh. I'd probably have to just get some glasses from the CVS or whatever.
Yeah.
Some
Some
reading
readers.
glasses. Yeah. All right, the hospital fundraiser is
I would also be really bad if I had my
yeah.
current eye. Hopefully I would have brought my glasses with me for when I time traveled back
Yeah,
to
you would be wearing them. You could maybe find contacts.
I don't know.
All right, the hospital fundraiser is at the Skull bar.
School bar.
Skull bar.
The Skull Bar.
Ty is cater waitering with Liv. Which, did we know Liv owned a cater company? Or was the boss of one? Because he's her employee
Right.
in some type of way. He doesn't know how to fill a champagne glass. That's weird.
Also, in this scene, it bothered me because he does a bad job filling up the champagne glass, and she's like, this is how you do it. And the whole time she's doing it, you can't see her do it, and they barely even show the glass until she walks away.
Yeah.
It's blocked by Tyler's body the whole time. I'm like, I'm sorry, but that was not good shooting.
No.
We can't talk about this is how you do it and not even show it on camera.
Yeah, maybe they were behind that day. They couldn't get the insert shots.
Yeah, it wasn't very good.
The glamour shots of the perfect pour. All right, so he's working for free because I said she took a body for him.
Yeah, true.
They banter a little bit. She straightens his tie. Alaric and Joe enter. Joe invented some battle wound thing. I couldn't quite track what she was talking about, but it wasn't through magic. It was through hard work and research. Even though Damon is trying to say it was her witch powers. I did it with my powers. She is a non-practicing witch. That was a new term.
Right.
Liam and Elena are there. The whole gang's there. Damon's like, who's that? Liam Davis, valedictorian. Which I guess Joe would know that from his high school.
Yeah, when they like hired the new peeps, they know about their previous stuff.
They see that on their resume.
Yeah.
All right, Elena.
Wait, we heard someone say resume in a silly way recently. Was it in a rap or something? I think it was.
I forget what it might have been on Rhythm and Flow.
I think it
resume. I don't know.
Well,
they might have been trying to make a silly rhyme.
Yeah, they were. I
All
can't
right.
remember how it was though.
Elena and Liam
You're supposed to remember these things.
are kissing and talking about some raffle and going to Fiji. Liam has a conspiracy theory about super soldiers. I didn't quite track what they were talking about.
He's trying to figure out how this girl survived this near-death experience and then her
Yes.
other injury was suddenly healed.
Yes.
And trying to come up with some reason. And Elena's just trying to be like, you're silly, and change the subject.
So Damon is there. He introduces himself to Liam as her ex. And Elena had previously told Liam that her ex died.
Because he was dead
And
to the earth, I guess.
she says that's not true. I told you that it's not true. We had a messy breakup. And Damon says there was an emotional death.
Right. But no matter what, to Liam, Elena looks like a liar.
I guess, but he's also playing it like, yeah, that she's a liar, but because there's something supernatural going on. Like, she's not just a liar in the natural way of, like, you're saying weird stuff. Like, you said your boyfriend's dead, but he's right here. He was alive. Why are you lying about your boyfriend?
This girl was dying, and now she's alive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Damon compels him to get to get Elena a Chardonnay, which she hates. And Damon takes her to the dance floor. Caroline and Stefan show up to where Enzo has been torturing Trip. Enzo and Stefan are fighting over Caroline in a way. But Enzo kind of gets that Caroline is into Stefan, and Stefan has totally not gotten it.
No, he's like, what?
And then he leaves because he's bummed because he likes Caroline, right?
Enzo? Yeah.
And Caroline's like, let's not talk about what he just said about me liking Stefan.
And
Right.
Caroline was already trying to move on her own.
Yeah. Elena and
Elena, Alaric.
I don't know if this is making tapping noises or what.
I don't know,
on the mic.
your can is extra wobbly.
Well, we don't need to be wobbling. We got wobbly cans here. Speaking of wobbly cans, Damon and Elena are dancing.
That's what their dance moves are called.
And Damon is trying to jog her memory, talking about Miss Mystic Falls, which that's a very popular one of our podcast episodes. I don't know if people search for that for some reason. Maybe like, oh, when Damon was coming down the stairs or
Yeah.
whatever. I don't know why that's a popular one, but
It is a pivotal moment in the series.
maybe people are trying to find clips.
When you saw them dancing together, did it remind you of that episode, or you not until they said it?
No, I remember that.
Yeah, it definitely is like you could see that Damon wanted to put her in that scenario.
Damon's been through time and space to be with Elena. She doesn't remember anything. Damon's mad she erased him. He would rather be miserable, hang on to those moments, than erase the memory of her. He does his big speech early in this episode, I said. It's usually at about the 5-minute till the end mark, but
Right.
this was earlier.
He has 2 big speeches in this one.
Ooh. We'll get to it. Alaric and Joe are watching. Alaric is enjoying his human pain and not using painkillers. Everyone, if they're going to use painkillers or not, they have to call it out in this episode.
Yeah, they're talking about it a lot.
They're both former supernatural beings. Joe put her magic away, left a dysfunctional family. I said, I wonder if that's someone we know.
Oh, okay. You were thinking about it here?
I might have been literally saying that. I wonder if it's someone we know. But then later, it was confirmed. Mm-hmm. And it's someone we know. Luke is talking to Liv. Luke gets to show up for a minute.
Yeah, Luke's hair looks nice, long, and slicked back.
Have we said he looks like a Phineas?
I don't know, but he kind of does, yeah.
He's a little Phineas-esque. Mm-hmm. Liv is not really a Billy.
No.
But he's a Phineas.
I like that he gets to be, like, show a little queer representation, but not, they only do a tiny bit of it.
Yeah, he has a fling from the gym. The Coven is calling them home, by the way. So we'll see if that happens. All right, Bonnie is trying to put together the Ascendant. Time is running out. The lights go out. Kai has a pivotal piece.
Right.
And he's mad. She left a trail of blood that Kai followed. I said she uses magic to spark him up. She runs away, runs to Damon's car, tries to start it, but Damon is there choking her.
No, not Damon.
I mean Kai.
Yeah.
Damon's car. Kai is in it, though.
Uh-huh.
There's an hour until the eclipse. And then it's time to go home. Damon is drinking at the party, but then Elena steals his shot. She wants to remember.
Right. And she said that to Caroline earlier, like, you know, when with her original intentions before Alaric became human. She wanted to remember. She's like, I don't like having this missing piece of me. I want to know all about my past. And, like, it would be really hard to have significant memory loss and then know, like, oh, I chose that for myself. That
Right.
stinks, and I can't get it back.
Yeah. There's a whole piece of her life missing, and it's driving her crazy.
That's what I just said.
I know, she agrees. Let's unwind the memories backwards, and it might trigger them to come back. Take me to the last place I told you I loved you. All right, Bonnie and Kai are in that hole in that cave again. He brought a teddy bear. Did he like that teddy bear from earlier? Or that was her teddy bear?
It was
or something?
Bonnie's
Okay.
from her childhood. But he, like, is trying to buddy up with Bonnie.
Yes, I know you think I'm a monster. I did murder most of my family. Could have handled...
Or, he says, or severely disfigure them.
The Gemini Coven. He would do anything to get his family back, like Tom Jane in Arrested Development.
I just want my family back.
He's trying to be vulnerable. He wants to live in the world again. Bonnie has been a good influence, brave and loyal. He wants to be like her. I said, is he in the same coven as Liv and Luke? I said, is he their dad? Which, probably not. But
I like how you're trying to figure it all out, piece it all together.
yeah. But then, I think that was still before it was really obvious that it was Joe. Is his sister or whatever. All right, Tripp's guys have Forbes. They're going to make the trade for Tripp at the border.
Right.
Tripp crosses the border, and then his neck is slit. All of a sudden, pops up because Enzo must have turned him into a vampire, and then
He crossed the border and he died.
yeah. Oh wait, did he have to slit his throat first and then turn him into a vampire?
Yeah, so it's probably why Enzo had blood all over his hands. And he had to probably clean up some of that too, so no one can find out. But everyone was shocked. Nobody knew that they were bringing vampire Tripp over the border. And probably Enzo also had to have compelled Tripp. Or no, because he couldn't have compelled him if he was a vampire. Maybe he just didn't know what had happened to him. But
Yeah, maybe Tripp didn't know.
yeah, it was just a shock. All of a sudden you're like, all right, let's do the trade. And then, JK, you dead.
Yeah, that's crazy. And Joe's not there to save him.
No. It'd be hard to save someone's neck slice
Yeah, she'd have to sew real quick.
so fast.
The eclipse is about to happen in 1994. Bonnie and Kai have the Ascendant. She drips blood on it. He grabs her hand. Bonnie puts her foot on the teddy bear. And we learn later, sends the teddy bear to the future.
Right. But you should have known then, because then they look in the backpack and the
Well, yeah.
teddy bear is gone. And Bonnie's like, I don't have any magic.
Yeah. She lost her magic.
She sent it into the teddy bear back into the present.
She put her magic somewhere safe, she says. Mm-hmm. We just learned that you could do that from Joe like a minute ago. He's mad. Where's the bear? We're stuck here forever. So Pete-diction, they're going to be like, what's this bear all about? And Joe's going to be like, well, you can put your magic somewhere, blah, blah. And then maybe she'll use Bonnie's magic, or she'll go get her magic out of, like a Tickle Me Elmo or something.
I thought you were going to say Care Bear.
I couldn't pull Care Bear. Care Bear. I was actually going to say Popple.
Oh, yeah, Popple.
Because Popples were those little guys that you stuffed into a ball of itself.
Yeah, they had little fluffy tails.
But then I decided to say Tickle Me Elmo because Popple was kind of confusing.
Most people probably know Tickle Me Elmo.
Yeah.
I kind of crack my back.
Oh, yeah. All right, Damon and Elena are at the Mystic Falls border. She doesn't remember being there. She doesn't remember that she drove into the grill with Damon and exploded.
Right. She's telling her version of the story, which is all like the negative stuff of Damon again. And he's like, well, you don't know that you chose to die with me, basically.
That is kind of true, though. Sometimes you're talking to someone and they just are only say the negative part of it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Like,
that's true. It's like, well, what about this other part?
The fries were cold. Like, well, but we were at some place. It was cool. Yeah, but the fries. Mm-hmm. They were cold. Like, I don't even remember the fries because of this and that.
Right.
Yeah, but the fries.
Pessimistic people.
Yeah. You know, another inconsistency is in this episode. She crosses the border and then she's immediately like, "Bleh, bleh," and like coughing up water. Mm-hmm. In that whole car ride to the grill, she wasn't like spitting up water, really.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, she was. They were getting close. Like they were both like having a hard time.
Yeah, but not like immediately they cross the border and he's like, oh, and she's like, because they were still talking and stuff.
Yeah, I don't think it was immediate. However, I wonder if it's like, well, you already spent so much time over the border. But also, that was when the spell was coming across at the same time. So there was also a little bit of that.
Oh.
Right? Did they stopped the travelers?
I don't know.
Spell, and they were driving through. Yeah. No, I think that the spell had already been stopped because that's where they started, right at the border.
Okay.
But maybe the more time you spend over the border, the faster. Like, she spent most of her drowning time the first time, and now she had a little bit left. I don't know. Or it can just be inconsistent.
I don't know. You know what happens to me the more time I spend across the border.
What?
Drink more tequila.
Okay. I'm going to say, what, get more suntan? I don't know.
When I cross the border, tequila comes out of my mouth like Elena.
Like Elena?
Yeah. Just kidding. More reminiscing. Okay, so he's trying to set up when she told him she loved him. It was a summer night before she went to college. There was a meteor shower. And it starts raining. He's trying all this stuff. We had an amazing life together. It's not working for Elena. I feel like I'm looking at a stranger now. There are things you can't erase. He's hoping that there's some little piece of it still in there.
Right.
Okay, this is what I was talking about. She crosses the border and remembers everything and tries to undo the compulsion, but starts to spit up water. And so we see all these flashes of their relationship.
Right.
So when she crosses back over the border, she doesn't remember. She does remember those little flashes, but just seeing those little flashes doesn't do much for her.
No,
really.
but she's able to remember one thing, which is what she tells him later.
All right, Damon saves her, pulls her back. Forbes is at the hospital. She could have a concussion. Caroline walks away. All right.
And Stefan
blah,
is
blah,
talking
blah.
to Sheriff Forbes, and then
Yeah.
Caroline comes back. And then,
And they're talking about Stefan helped Caroline when she turned into a vampire.
Stefan starts asking her, why did you like me? Or how did you like me? And then I like that Caroline's like, what a stupid question.
Yeah, that is stupid.
And she's like, you were my friend, and you helped me, and you cared for me, and blah, blah, blah.
And like, you hate me? Yes, for ruining our friendship.
Because if I don't hate you, then I have to hate myself, and then she leaves.
All right, this is a
You didn't even want to write it or
this
talk
is
about it?
a middle beat of this story. We'll see.
Okay.
Are they gonna?
Will they, won't they?
Yeah, will they? Won't?
Claraline?
Who's it? What? Steriline?
Steriline? Yeah, like Claraline? No, Steriline. Why did I say
Yeah.
Claraline?
I don't know.
Oh,
Maybe you're thinking of-
that's Klaus and Caroline.
Oh.
This is Steriline.
What about Coraline? What if she was in there?
You would like it.
Yeah, I need to rewatch that movie. It was scary.
Did we see it in the theater?
Yes, possibly in 3D even.
No wonder.
Possibly in 3D.
No
even.
wonder we were so scared.
Yeah. There was a brief time in college, yes, this is dating us, we're millennials, blah, blah, when 3D was back. Nightmare Before Christmas was back in 3D. My Bloody Valentine, 3D.
Yeah,
Avatar, 3D. All these 3D movies.
we were seeing some.
We saw some of them. And 3D is out. 3D is out, Ash.
It's out again.
We should do our 2025 out and ins right now. Okay, 3D is out.
IMAX is in.
I don't think IMAX is in. I think
4D is in.
yeah,
Just go with it.
4D is in. AI is in. 3D is out. AI is in.
Okay. AI movies? No, that's not what we're saying. You're saying the viewing, watching experience.
GPS is out. GPT is in.
Okay. I thought you were going to be more fun. I don't want to do
What? This is fun.
No, you just said no to both my answers.
What's a 4D movie?
It's just something new.
Oh, okay.
It's like when you go to a amusement park and you get little wisps of air blowing past you.
Like Kung Fu Panda.
Yeah.
Okay, that's in.
All right.
4D is in.
Say another thing that's out.
Skinny jeans are out.
Well, this is the obvious one. Wide leg jeans are in.
There you go.
But I want to do a silly one.
Okay.
You said do it right now.
Okay. What else is really out though? Puka shell necklaces are out.
Okay, then we'll say best friend necklaces are in.
Ooh, are they?
No, we're making it up. It's supposed to be silly.
Oh, I'm so confused what the game is. I was actually kind of doing it.
Welcome to my world.
Well, I did. Okay, fair enough. I had a clear game of. I was saying silly stuff, and then I was saying AI was the popular thing now.
Right, so you were saying silly stuff, and then I was saying silly stuff as the things that were in, but then your second one was too normal.
Oh, what was my second one?
Skinny jeans.
That's just something that's out, right?
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Parachute pants are in.
I know, but are they?
No.
The things I was saying was true.
I thought we were doing sillies.
Okay.
4D, parachute pants, and best friend necklaces.
All right. Elena did remember some bits and pieces out there. She remembered the stars and how it started to rain. Damon was thrilled, when she was a vampire because he could have her in his life forever. But she's better off without him.
Yeah, this is his second speech.
Yep. I died and you started over. He died, a.k.a. went to Mystic Falls 94.
Mm-hmm.
And you started over. Live your life and be happy without Damon. He loves her enough to let her go. She remembered it started to rain. What happened? Okay, so this was like Damon's chance to be like, and then you said you loved me, and we kissed in the rain, and it was all this.
We get to see the flashback of what really happened, and she says, "Promise me this is forever," and he says it is, and they kiss. That's what really happens.
And he lies and says, you were miserable. So we got in the car and drove home, and the fries were cold. And so he tries to be the big man and like say the wrong thing. So she goes, and has a happy life. Because we established earlier, she's doing good in school. She's happy. All right, Alaric and Joe get back from the school bar.
By the way, with Damon giving that speech, that's like the 8th time he's done that. You're too good for me. I'm bad. I'm like, that whole thing. But it's just a different version of it.
Yep. A different shade from the same palette. All right, Joe needs to get out of this dress and order a pizza. Alaric's like, whoa.
I'm like, my type of girl.
Yeah. She changes in front of the mirror. She has a scar. She had an accident. Well, her brother tried to gut her.
I like that Alaric asks her about it and she tells the truth.
Yeah.
That doesn't happen a lot in life, but also in this TV show. It's nice that he's like, whoa, that's a big scar. Instead of being like, and she's like, I don't know, lift up my shirt. She's like, yep, this is what happened.
Yeah, she's not self-conscious about it because she's just changing in front of him. And they both have complicated and tragic dysfunctional histories. They smooch.
Another smooch.
I know Joe is down for Alaric's imperfections.
Right.
She's like, I'm a doctor. I only have so much time. Found this guy who also is post-supernatural. Let's figure it out.
Yeah.
He's in Legally Blonde. I'm in She's All That. Makes sense.
That's true.
Liam brings Elena Lady Whitmore's chart.
Yeah, Liam is getting extra annoying.
Her shoulder injury doesn't exist anymore. He has this long story. Oh, she was had a shoulder injury. Blah, blah.
I hope my shoulder injury doesn't exist anymore either.
Yeah, because you drink vampire blood.
Right.
For that purpose. He wants answers. And then... Does she... No, she doesn't compel him again here, right?
No.
He's just... This is just the tension between them. She's like, I don't know. Damon is in the woods pouring Brothers Bond on graves. One of the graves, Horatio fell. He sees shooting stars, has the flashback where it rained with Elena. They kiss. Yeah, promise me this is forever. I promise. And he's happy back then, but in real time now, he's bummed out.
Right, because he's like thinking Elena will never remember.
He sees the teddy bear from Bonnie. You're still alive, he says. She sent it back to the future.
Right.
And Pete-diction that Joe, or I guess Liv, I don't know. I mean, why? So that was a sign Bonnie sent her magic. So someone has to bring the teddy bear back to her so she has the magic. I don't know how it's going to work out.
Yeah, it's hard to know right now because we know in 1994 Bonnie needs the magic to do the spell to get back home with Ascendant. That's what we learned in 1994. And now Bonnie's magic is in the 2000s.
Whoever comes back should bring a copy of Allegiant and be like, I thought this is what you needed. Like, no.
What about how many fangs?
I would say, I mean, I liked it. I was kind of annoyed by it, but 1.5 will do. 1.2025
Really? Why'd you go so low?
for the new year.
Oh, that's low. I would give it like a 1.7. I thought it was really good. I think the trip surprise is fun. When he dies.
Yeah, that was good.
I like Bonnie being a badass.
Yeah. I like the ascendant was broken.
Stefan finally knows about Caroline's feelings.
Yeah, that was kind of a womp.
Yeah. What other Pete-dictions you got? You don't know about the magic. You think they're related somehow. Do you think Elena will ever get her memories back?
Yes, I do.
What do you think will happen with Caroline and Stefan?
Double date time. Bros and girls.
What about Joe and Alaric?
They're gonna be together for a bit, and then there's gonna be some tragic thing, and Alaric's not gonna be happy. Not gonna be able to be happy. Joe will have to leave for some reason. I mean, maybe they'll kill her. I don't know. For some reason. Kai could kill her, I guess. I'm gonna finish what I started when I was 14 or whatever. And also this Gemini coven, that's going to come into play in some type of way. There's always this group of foes that they come up against. And then I'm wondering also if Liv and Luke are a part of that coven, because they just said their coven needed them back or something. I think it's related in some way.
Okay. And what about Bonnie? Is she going to stay in 1994?
I don't think so. I don't know. She's a wild card because they let her be dead and invisible for a whole season. I think if anyone, so we're in season 6. I think if any main cast is out before like season 7, season 8, whatever, it could be Bonnie. I feel like they play fast and loose with her.
Yeah.
And she might have been going on to other things, maybe.
Okay. Those are some good Pete-dictions.
But they seem to not need her in some way.
I'm glad that our listeners have never, spoiled you on anything.
No, they have not as of yet. And don't start.
Yeah, it's good.
And I stay off the spoiler grams.
The meads, the social media, instead of called socials, they're called meads.
I stay off the meads.
Out is socials, in is meads.
Definitely. Out is followers, in is
Stalkers.
No, that's out. That's not good. Listeners.
Oh, okay.
Friends.
Friends.
Oh wait, that just is something on Facebook, I guess. Ash.
What's up?
People should check out my books. One of them came out recently. All Roads Lead to Dockweiler is by my buddy Rick. It's about surfing in Los Angeles. And it's really good. It's a memoir of sorts. It's a nonfiction. I have a story in the Dusk-bound books book called Sacrifice. But you know what? If you go on the net and you search for me on Amazon, Barnes & Noble, whatever, I have books on there.
Check him out. Peter L. Harmon.
Yep. Or check out at High Dive Publishing on Instagram. And in the new year, tell 2,025 of your friends to listen to this podcast.
Oh, that'd be great.
Each of you do that.
Each of you recommend it to 2,025 people.
Yep. You probably have that many friends on Facebook. Post on there.
Do it to it. Bye.